Good morning, it's Barbara. It is practically balmy out there. Again, beautiful sunny day, which I so appreciate. But it is much later than I've been recording the last few days, so warmer it makes sense, but maybe it's going to be warmish today. We'll see. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. Bad hair day. Nice hat day. Dennis brought me coffee in bed today. I have been bringing him tea for the last umpteen, 4 days because I've been getting up early. But last night was my worst sleep night in a really long time. And, well, my worst sleep night lately. And I haven't slept great the last couple nights, so that the cumulative effect was that I did not feel good when I woke up this morning. I get tired sickness. My body actually, I feel sick when I'm really tired. And that's how I woke up today. So Dennis brought me coffee. Caffeine is an amazing drug. Hallelujah. So I'm feeling much better. And it's a bright sunny day. While I was making my coffee and boiling my water, I went upstairs several times and got different things that I'm going to need because I'm planning on painting today. I just did a little dabbling. I guess I'll show you. It's not as bad as I was thinking. I'm not showing you this because this looks terrible, but I'm just a beginner again. Hold on. One thing I'm not good at, or I didn't do, was sort of plan out exactly what this picture was going to be when I did the sunrise or the sunset. This is going to be water here, and I'm not sure exactly where the water starts to make this kind of reflection. So I need to work on it, but I put a mountain and it's reflected, and we're going to see where this goes. But the things that I did was I put regular watercolor on top of the dye, because this is the dye, and saw how that worked, and that was interesting. And yeah, so too close. There you go. That's where I am at the moment. I'm going to continue to play with this. I am not expecting this to be anything particularly wonderful, but it's been a long time since I've just played with watercolors and not just sat down to like do a card with an idea what I wanted. Anyway, so that I didn't do much yesterday, as you can see, but my new paints came. So the paints that I've been using lately, I have a lot of paint that is dried up, and I haven't painted in a year, and those tubes get dry and that kind of stuff. So that's too bad. And when I have the energy, I'm going to try to revive them by soaking them in water and seeing how they go, and because they are watercolor. But meanwhile, now I got to find my palette. Meanwhile, in that time when I wasn't really doing much painting, I had ordered this Daniel Smith palette. Daniel Smith is an American artist materials company set in Seattle, and their paints are very well regarded. So I had ordered this already made up palette, and I have the plastic thing that says what all the colors are upstairs. But so I've been just playing with these colors, which are not really the typical colors that you would use. This is like a palette. I forget which one they call this one, but it's like, for flowers or for, I don't know. And it has some really interesting colors that I like, but they don't have the sort of normal palette. Although they do have, luckily, they have 3 greens, because what I ordered was something a little more standard in a little plastic. And I got a second one of this plastic case with empty ones so I can fill it. But it's a really nice little compact thing. But it has lots of the basic standard colors that you would use if you were doing watercolors. So there's, so between the two of them, I have a very nice palette. But this one, interestingly, has no green. Of course, green is very easy to make in watercolor. But I found that interesting. So I just dabbled in this to do what I did and yesterday. And today I'm going to be much more... I'm going to be working on it today. Whether I show you tomorrow or not, I am making no promises because I am just a beginner. But I am going to be doing some painting today. I started reading a book yesterday, and so I'm definitely going to be reading, but I won't finish it today because I have 50 hours to go. I started reading The Count of Monte Cristo again, which I've read before. This is the ultimate revenge novel. And I've only gotten as far as I have because I skipped the whole beginning part. The problem with revenge novels and movies and things is something really horrible happens in the beginning. And then the person who survives whatever that is gets revenge on the people who perpetrated that really horrible thing in the beginning. Sometimes I like to skip the beginning part. With The Count of Monte Cristo, I skip the beginning part, and I always start this book when he arrives at the prison. Not to, spoiler alert, not to give away too much about The Count of Monte Cristo, but, so, you know, even that 55 hours left doesn't mean that I read all that number of hours, but I'm at a good spot. And I'm enjoying it. And I'm trying to read more of it. I have a tendency to skim it a lot because, you know, this was written in the mid 1800s, and they used a lot of words when they wrote back then. So sometimes, but I'm always kind of surprised and delighted when I do make myself read the words that it's really interesting writing. So it makes it easier to try to force myself to read the words. But sometimes he does go on, and I skip some stuff. But anyway, so I am in the first third, little past the first third of The Count of Monte Cristo, and I expect to be reading it for the rest of the week. So this is, unfortunately, it's on my phone, or I could use the bookmarkers that Marianne and Megan have sent me. I do have it in hardback, but it's just easier to read it on my phone. I got it for free on my Nook app. So anyway, so I will be reading and I will be painting today, and I'm recovering from my sleep deprivation illness, so I'm feeling pretty good. I don't actually have anything that I have to do today that I know about. I made crackers yesterday. If I feel ambitious in the kitchen, I might make some biscotti because we really like it, and it makes a giant batch, and we will have it for when Vicky comes. Dennis's sister Vicky is expected to come next week. And so she also is low carb, so she will appreciate the crackers and the biscotti and all the yummy things that we make here. So I might do that today, but I might just give myself a break. Although I get tired of sitting. My foot fell asleep yesterday one time when I was sitting. My chair, my comfy chair that I sit in now is not my super favorite chair. My super favorite chair broke. You were here for that part. That was about a year ago, I guess, at least. And we put it on the curb. But Dennis had this lovely, you can probably see it, this lovely brown leather overstuffed chair in his office that he didn't really have room for anymore, and I didn't have a chair. So I'm using that at the moment, but it's not as soft. Well, part of it is my old chair like broke into my butt, literally broke. I mean, every time one of my kids sat in that chair, they're like, "Mom, this chair is broken." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's perfect." Until it wasn't anymore. But so it is definitely not broken into my butt. And I feel like my butt's breaking into the chair. So I'll read I'll get up, I'll make biscotti, I'll come and paint and, you know, that kind of stuff today, unless something comes up. Oh, we're probably going to have to go pick up our car. We didn't even hear from them yesterday. So that doesn't bode well. And it was just for a checkup, you know, getting the inspection and stuff. Although we have been having our drivetrain like go on, so who knows, maybe it really has a problem. And it's not just, you know, sensor problem. I had trouble finding the word. It's not just a sensor problem. So we'll find out, but I'm sure they'll call us today, even if the car is not done. If it's not done, it's no big deal because we have the dog car. So we will be doing that if the car is ready. I will be doing my part of that if the car is ready today. So Dennis has been putting away the dishes. All the noise here. I'm not sitting here by myself. I know some people. So anyway, Pearl had the stick. So Dennis is now throwing the stick after he put away the dishes. So it's been very noisy down here. But it's interesting to me because I used to feel very self-conscious doing my vlog when anybody was around. But I've been doing my podcast, well, when anyone was around to see me do my podcast. I didn't do my podcast when there were people around. But I guess my podcast started 9 years ago. I have to go and look. Maybe 9 years ago. Holy cow. Over that time, it's changed. Now I can sit here and do my vlog with the whole house here listening to me. And the peanut gallery contributing and dogs contributing stick noises. So I think it's pretty interesting because Carol Roy, who has the Swatch This Space podcast, she often says, I mean, she was, I think she even said she wasn't sure she wanted to do it in front of her dogs. But anyway, she doesn't like to do it. Hey, Maisie just walked in and put her paw on me. She doesn't like to do her podcast if anyone else is in the house. I think she has the ability to do that because her husband works outside the home. But anyway, I think it's pretty interesting. We got bang going on over here. I got dogs all disturbing me, and that's okay. It works right. But now Dennis is looking at me because he wants to make his coffee. So anyway, I don't have anything else to say, so I will say goodbye. Dennis can make his coffee. I can upload this because it's, I'm later than I have been. You're going to be like, what happened to her? And, yeah, wish me luck with my painting. Yeah. Anyway, I'm feeling better. The coffee's really helping me. Please take good care of yourself. Stay safe and stay